welcome all to the SnailTrail4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, hearing about how thankful we are in Toyotas and for our Toyotas and how we're not thankful for Jeeps, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and germs. My name is Tyler, and joining me for another episode of the SnailTrail4x4 is Jeep and Jimmy. How are you, man?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Doing pretty well.
Awesome.
Yep.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thanks. You too.
Thanks, man.
Are you having turkey and stuffing and all the other goodies that are on the table?
Hot Cheeto turkey.
Hot Cheeto turkey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep.
Yeah. We always do our barbecued turkey.
Yeah. Nice.
Teriyaki barbecued turkey.
Ooh. Yum.
Yeah. That recipe has been passed down now through one generation. The dad used to do it. Like what would be, he's my uncle. Right?
Okay.
And so now his son, who's a few years older than I am, now has taken over and is doing the turkey.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's a fun little tradition there. We've
cool.
Yeah, we've quite a history, heritage of going and visiting our family in Santa Rosa. Like
Gotcha.
my mother has been going to Santa Rosa to visit family since she was a child, if not before she was a child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we've been going out there to visit family for forever. So it's my grandfather's, my mom's father's families out there. And so we've been, since before I was born, we've been going to Santa Rosa, and that tradition continues to go to this day, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you're out in Santa Rosa right now.
I am. I left yesterday.
Okay.
And we had to drop the mini assistant off early. She's going with her dad this year, which we trade off every other year. I mean, it's only fair.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I wish we could have her, but so she's with him for Thanksgiving. And so we dropped her off on Wednesday. We're out in Santa Rosa today. And then we're going to be coming home Friday morning. And then we have Friday, Saturday, and most of Sunday without the mini assistant. So I don't know exactly what we're going to do.
Okay.
Get into some trouble somehow.
Yeah. I'm sure you will.
Yep. Usually do.
You usually do when she's not around.
Yeah, absolutely. We did find another leak in the house.
What?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
The underneath the bathtub was leaking. We have a old school like jacuzzi tub thing. I think it's even a whirlpool.
Oh, wow.
And we told the mini assistant she had to clean up her room and in doing so, she was kind of cleaning up and organizing a corner of her closet. And she was like, this dress that was on the floor of my closet's all wet.
Oh no.
And her back of her closet backs up to the bathtub.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, I think I found the problem.
So wait, okay. I know. Okay. Yeah.
Her closet wall shares the wall with the bathroom.
The guest bathroom
guest
upstairs.
bathroom
not
upstairs.
the master that's being demoed.
Yep.
Okay.
And there's no bathtub in the master at the moment.
That's why I was like, wait a minute, there's nothing in that room. And I was like, oh no, it's the bathroom.
So I don't have all the facts yet, but I don't have the conclusion yet, but I think I figured it out. Because it's a jacuzzi tub, there's jets in there. And I believe, and one of the pipes fittings was loose.
Okay.
So I don't know if it was like slowly draining over time or what, but we threw like a space heater in there. I tightened the fitting. We threw a space heater in there. I put a fan down onto the little spot where it was wet underneath the tub and it dried up overnight. I showered the other day, that other morning, and no water was. I put like a towel down, and the towel didn't get wet at all.
Okay, that's encouraging.
That is encouraging. I don't know. I take significantly shorter showers than everybody else in the family. So I don't know if I'm the best case scenario to figure that out. There is an opening from the assistant's closet to the back of the through the wall into the back of the bathtub, which is where the motor and everything kind of is. So I'm thinking about opening that up and doing more investigation and making sure there's no more water damage on either side of the motor. But I'm glad she found it. It wasn't horrible. And hopefully it was just sort of starting and it's not that bad overall.
Yeah.
But yay.
Yeah. Woo.
Besides that, I think I talked about it last week where I did more work on the septic tank. I covered it up and I just have a hole for the distribution box. I used that balloon thing to jet the leach lines, and that's as far as I got. I haven't done anything else there. It's been raining for like the last week, so I haven't been working outside very much.
Yep.
So yeah, that's kind of my update in regards to some of that.
Nice.
Went on a little rabbit adventure there, but yeah.
Well, cool. So we got a fun episode for you guys today.
Yeah, good short episode for you guys. We wanted to get an episode out, but we also want to keep it short so you guys can spend some time with your family. We do know some people drive during this holiday on this day, so we still wanted to put our voices in your ear holes.
Yep. And it's better than other things in your ear holes. So
wet willies.
Yeah. Or wet Johnnies.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wet Johnnies don't do well. I don't like wet Johnnies.
Nope. Nobody does.
I'm sure there's somebody out there who has a fetish for wet Johnnies. That's
okay. Well, I'm going to leave it at that.
That's awesome. Anyways, so today we're just going to go over some people that we are extremely thankful for, that help make this podcast what it is.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
It gives Jimmy and I an outlet and a reason to sit down and talk to each other.
Yeah.
And it gives us a reason. The podcast is a great way for us to, it's an outlet for us as well to talk about some frustrations that we may have, and some fun problem solving adventures, etc. Talking to you guys out there with the new snail mail segments. So it's a really cool thing that has come about in Jimmy and mine's lives.
Absolutely.
Our lives here. And so we just want to give everybody their moment of time for us to say thank you.
Sounds great.
So this year in particular was a really fun year. We hit 500 episodes.
Yes.
We hit 5 years podcasting.
I know, that's nuts.
Under SnailTrail4x4. So technically we're at 5.5 years, or we're up probably around 6 right now.
Probably pretty close to 6 podcasting in general.
Yeah.
From the High Sierra 4x4 podcast, and then moving over to ourselves. Yeah.
Yep. So it's been a really cool year. We didn't do a meetup this year, but we have something planned, or we're working on planning something, I think, for February-ish.
Yes.
February, March-ish, somewhere in there, for a meetup. So keep your ear holes open for that. It'll be a snow wheeling and snow camping trip, just FYI.
Yes, that'll be fun and exciting.
Yep.
So definitely a good time there. We have an idea of what we're going to do.
Yep.
We just need to figure out the logistics and how to pull it off.
The specifics. Yeah. So, other than that, this year was fought with, me having a kid. So not getting to go out wheeling as much as I used to in the past. Before, pretty much King of the Hammers was my last big trip, really.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And then you've had a lot of house issues and the emergency stuff that keeps popping up as soon as the last one ends.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we moved into the house in September.
Yeah.
So we've just rolled over a little bit over 1 year in this house. So it's been a lot of learning of the house, figuring out the house, even though it's the same. It's the house I grew up in. Yeah. Right. Which is crazy. So I don't know, if I don't know what's been happening, because it's the same house that I knew. I don't know how, if my parents band-aided it and kept it going for so long, or if it's just now it went from 2 people, 2 parents, elderly-ish parents living in it that didn't do a whole lot, to now a family of 3 that's fairly active doing stuff in the house. If it just, put more strain on the house. But yeah, we've moved into the house about a year ago now, and we've had a string of water issues. Yeah. And they've, pretty much a whole year's worth. Yeah. Every time we think we're done with something and you've got it behind us, another thing sort of happens. I don't know if I ever said the conclusion of the second well, but it was just a small electrical issue. Yeah. So that the well guy came out and patched that up pretty quick, but still have the leach lines, like I sort of talked about, to figure out. And I'm not even going to say it, but hopefully it's over by then. Yeah. I don't know what else left is available, but from repiping the entire house, we've continuously gone down this this troublesome path.
Mm-hmm. So we've had some issues on both our ends of getting out and doing content. We have plans of getting out and doing more content. Getting back into off-roading and outdoor stuff next year for sure.
Absolutely.
Sounds like our trip to Moab is going to be for Cruise Moab is going to be a big trip for the year.
Cool.
So that'll be a lot of fun. So some fun things to look forward to next year. Throughout the year, this year, we do a monthly giveaway, right?
We do. Yeah.
And so part of the deal with the monthly giveaway and the goal that Jimmy and I have set out for the monthly giveaways is that we want it to be products that we enjoy, that we like, we believe in. And B, we want to be able to share not just the product with you guys, not just the company with you guys, but the people behind the companies, right? Because there's some pretty rad people doing some pretty cool stuff in the off-road industry.
Absolutely.
And so we want to help share those people with everybody else out there, right? And so every month we kind of reach out. We're always kind of thinking, as we're using stuff when we're out wheeling, working on the cars, camping, whatever we're doing, we're always like, this is actually a really cool product. I hear they're doing some pretty cool stuff. So let's reach out to them, see if they're actually cool people that we can have on the podcast.
For sure.
And we had some awesome interviews this year and awesome products that some awesome companies on the podcast this year. So who do we have the list here?
Yeah. We have we did some research. We went down every single month and we wrote them all down. January was roller cams. Yeah. Roller cam actually came in to me from Trail4Runner and Trail Tacoma. They were working with them, and I was one of the guys that was helping out. And roller cam sent out so much stuff.
That's really cool stuff too.
It is really cool things. They're locking their pole cam style like tie downs, and they work great. They're fantastic products, but I got so much stuff from them. I kept the stuff I want. I gave some to Tyler, and we still had so much stuff left over. We decided to do a giveaway with it.
Yeah.
So big shout out to Roller Cams for working with Trail4Runner, Trail Tacoma, and sending out such fantastic product that, we wanted to continue to support them in another way, a way that they didn't even ask for.
Yeah.
And doing this donation with their product. So that was really cool.
Yep.
February was Coyote and Morphlate.
Yeah. So I was looking at partnering up with Coyote because I'm always looking at things that we can do to help make inflation deflation better. Right.
Yeah.
And I knew at that time that we were really close to being done with AirHub, which is automatic inflation deflation. Right.
Okay.
Something that I've wanted to do since 2015, 16, whatever. It's pretty much the inception of Morphlate, right? A 4-tire hose kit. And so I knew that we were close. We had everything done. That was about February then?
That was February.
So in February, we would have had everything done, everything product tested, and we would have been putting the final stuff into production at that time.
Okay.
So I knew it was coming. And I was like, it's $250 though. Like, we need something at a better price point that can do something automated.
Okay.
And so I was looking into all those automatic deflators out there.
Yeah.
And I know that Stawn is typically a really big name in that space, right? And Coyote is a big name in that space. Turns out Coyote, the owner of Coyote, was the North American distributor for Stawn when Stawn was big in the United States during the forum days.
Yes.
And then Stawn, essentially the owner of Coyote, who's a big engineer, was like, we can make these things better. And Stawn was like, we don't want to.
Okay.
Leave that up to us. You just sell stuff. We don't want your input.
Yeah.
He's like, no, but we can make these better. We can do this and this and this. And they essentially blew him off and eventually fired him and shut down the North American distribution.
Yeah.
So the owner of Coyote created Coyote Enterprises and started making his own deflators. And they really are the best deflators that I have tested. We've tested quite a few of them at Morphlate, right?
Yeah.
Because we wanted something at a lower price point that still does something automatic, but I don't want to put out a shitty product.
Sure.
And I want it to last long. I want it to work very efficiently and effective. And honestly, Coyote was the best option. And then sitting down talking with the owner of Coyote, I learned why it's the best option.
Oh yeah.
Through some of the patents that he has on these things.
Yes. Okay.
And what makes them good. So it was a really cool partnership that we were able to bring together. And I don't want to create a product out there if there's already a good option for it. Right. And so I was like, well, Coyote already has a great option. Let's just sell his product.
Yeah.
Cool dude.
Yeah.
Big in the off-road space in California too, and more in Southern California, Johnson Valley area. So it was fun to meet him, chat with him, learn about Coyote, learn about his products, learn about him and kind of what he's done in trail advocacy as well for Southern California. Very involved with Cal 4-wheel drive, SoCal and everything too. Nice. So it just ended up being a great partnership all around. All the ideals aligned between the two companies. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know there's, to some extent, there's still more to come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then they have their beadlocks as well, which I believe they're internal beadlocks, which I believe is what we gave away in February.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. March was with Wagon Tech. We had Alex on the podcast here. This is when the new lithium cubes were coming out, all the excitement around those. And I still absolutely love my older version of the lithium cube. I think it's fantastic. I got the new version of the old version. Yeah. And it is working good. I totally, I've said on the podcast that the original one, the very, very, very first one they came out with automatically had a timeout on it. And so it turned off, but they solved that problem in the updated version, and that problem solved in the newer versions too. Yep. And so it's just these battery systems are out there. There's many different names that make them, from Goal Zero and Jackery and Blue Yeti and whoever, they're all out there and they're almost all the same, right?
Very similar functionality.
So a lot of it comes down to who do you like? Yep. Right. If there's a company out there, like I think even KC Lights is now going down this rabbit hole of lithium
battery stuff,
of little battery and solar stuff. So if you're a fan of the company and they make that, then go with it. And I'm a fan of Wagon Tech. Yep. I really like them. They're Bay Area. They're semi-local to us. They know electronics. They've got all kinds of things figured out on the electronic side. They really do their due diligence and testing. And I know a lot of people that work with them, and they're all just fantastic people. So we're super excited to have them on the podcast, to have had them working with us, and looking forward to working with them in the future, because they're just great guys.
They're great guys. And one of the things that I love about Wagon Tech as well is that they are people who are passionate about off-roading. Alex and the whole crew of Wagon Tech, they love going to the off-road events and seeing people in the industry. They love going out overlanding and camping, and they just love getting out into nature. And so a lot of the products that they make at Wagon Tech are brought on because of their passion for off-roading and finding these little niches of camp life that are like, hey, we could make something that can solve this. This is within our wheelhouse.
Yeah, exactly.
And they do it because of their passion of off-roading.
Right. So, and I was going to say, not only do they love going to off-road events, but they'll often take the week off before the off-road event, and they'll go do like a week-long overland trip out to the event. Yeah. And if you're in the know, you could get invited on those trips. And
they're fun.
They appear to be fun. I've never gone on one. So Alex, hit me up. I want to go on one sometime. Maybe when we go to PNW Expo or something. April was with us. Yeah. Yay. Thanks, SnailTrail. Tyler's box. We handed out Tyler's box to 2 lucky individuals then. Just like we do pretty much every gift box that rolls around, we give them out to some lucky winners.
What was in that box? I don't remember now.
I don't either. I could look it up.
Oh, was that the whiskey one with the proof syrups?
I think it was.
I think it was too. I think that was the proof syrup one.
Yeah. That sounds about right. Or was that last November's?
That might have been last November's. I don't remember. That would make more sense that it was Jim's box. You're more into whiskey than me.
Yeah.
God, what was Tyler's box then? Brian, we need you to do some research, sir.
All right. So Brian got back to me.
Okay.
And the April gift box had a Spartan rope. I believe the soft shackle.
Yeah.
Had the Lost Trails book.
Oh, the Lost Trails guidebook. Yeah.
Yep. And the subscription to 4 Low magazine.
Oh, okay. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
That was definitely a good one.
Yeah. So shout out to 4Low Magazine, Mr. Rich Klein over there for getting us the discount on getting everybody a subscription there. That was cool. And then, of course, Ben at Blue Ribbon Coalition for getting us hooked up with a bunch of those Lost Trail guidebooks. I believe we also did a donation to Blue Ribbon in the name for everybody as well. So, yeah, that was cool. And then, of course, Spartan Rope, too, for getting everybody a discount on some soft shackles.
Absolutely. So. That was cool. So, May was the Air Hub and Morphlate.
Yep.
The Air Hub was being released.
Yep. Yeah, we had it coming out, and that was just really cool to finally get out in the open, right?
Absolutely.
And it's been out. I think we officially launched it in June. May was kind of the lead up of telling everybody about it, building the hype, right? And it's been fantastic. We've had a lot of awesome feedback, a lot of great reviews on the Air Hub. We are planning a redesign.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not going to give anybody any details on that.
Okay.
Because our competitors are just now releasing their versions.
Right.
So it seems like every time we do something, our competitors end up following suit within 2 to 6 months. So we launched in June and it's now November. So 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll make some updates. We're going to make it even better. I've got some ideas to make it better.
Cool.
As well as a couple of other really fun ideas to make our other products even better as well.
Nice.
That we're playing around with. So the R&D is happening. Some really cool stuff coming up for 2025. Stay tuned.
Excellent. Happy to hear that. Let's see. So then after Air Hub and Morphlate, we had Tool Month. And this year was with Walter Tools. Our good friend Lawless Corey got us connected with Walter. Walter donated a bunch of stuff for us. The entire month we had a giveaway going on every single week. We had items going out or winners happening.
Yeah.
We do apologize that it took so long to get the items from Walter. There's been some now changes in Walter's structure and what's been happening. I don't know if it was because of us or just things happening at Walter, but that was part of the issue. I'm not at liberty. I don't know enough to what to say, and what to say might be wrong. But I do know that there's been some, I think I could say, reorganization about how things were happening over there. And that all, because of all that was going on, that affected us getting our deliverables out. We have some ideas for next Tool Month and how to prevent these things from happening. So we do look forward to the next Tool Month coming up in June. But we do appreciate Walter for donating all the consumables, all the drill bits, the power tools that they've provided. Super stoked to be working or have worked with them, and hopefully we can work together in the future. I love your flapper discs. They're fantastic. Next one is right back at you. Ultimate 9 donated, or Morphlate donated an Ultimate 9.
Yeah, that one's really cool. Ultimate 9, we talked a bit about it back in July. But it's a throttle controller. And really in the United States, we only have like 2 good options for throttle controllers, right? 2 options in general. One of them is Banks and the other one is Pedal Commander. And there's been some issues in the market with the latter.
Well, we had Banks, Jay Lightning on the podcast from Banks, and he did point out a lot of that.
A lot of some of the issues from that other brand. So it's some really cool stuff. And it was one of those things where it's a good opportunity. There's some features that Ultimate 9 has that neither of the other brands does have. Including simplicity, safety features, just the total package of everything that it is, at a really good price point.
Right.
So, it was kind of a no-brainer, and we brought it into the United States, or I brought it in. It's been in the US, but we're trying to grow the sales for Ultimate 9 here in the US. And it's still a great option. So yeah, if you guys are looking into a throttle controller, check it out.
All right. That's awesome. August was with Gear Wrench.
Yeah.
So I don't remember. Oh, we did choose your own Gear Wrench product sampler sort of thing. We have a whole bunch of stuff from Gear Wrench sitting in the back to kind of give away. And we just laid a bunch of stuff out and some numbers and said, choose up to whatever amount we said. I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, so big thanks to Gear Wrench. We love working with you. We love, everything that you guys create and do. And thank you for all that diagnostic stuff and the cool SnailTrail 4x4 toolbox. So love working with Gear Wrench. I've been a Gear Wrench fan since before the podcast even started.
Yeah.
It was my tool brand of choice way back when I started getting into this. The Genesis story is more or less Hustle Nuts was a Craftsman fan and started collecting Craftsman. My buddy Jimbo had his own shop, and at the time, I don't know if he knew what he was doing or just had a ton of money, and he was a Snap-on fan. And I was like, okay, well, they have their own tool brands. Whenever we get together, it's easy to sort out tools and know after the day and go, oh, Craftsman, that's yours. Oh, Snap-on, that's yours. And I didn't really have a brand, but I loved the old school Gear Wrench ratcheting wrenches, OG wrenches. And I'm like, I'm going to start collecting Gear Wrench stuff. And that ever since then, I've been collecting the Gear Wrench brand and moving forward with that. And here, who knows, like 10 years later, I'm working with them and loving their products still to this day. So yeah, thank you, Gear Wrench, for everything you guys do and continuing to work with us.
Yep, I agree. Same. I got introduced to Gear Wrench through Jimmy. So, and working with Jimmy's tools. And I love the stuff. I love the company. All the people there are really cool. So hopefully we get to continue that in the future too.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. In September, it was Factor 55.
Oh yeah. Our good buddy Justin was on the podcast talking about myth busting and busting some myths about recovery stuff. So that was a lot of fun. Go back, listen to that episode. Some good information there and a lot of really good tidbits and sneak peeks as to some things that Factor 55 is launching and Warren is launching as well. So obviously we're big fans of Factor 55. We both agree that we think they do recovery gear the right way, in which they are heavily testing every single product before they put it out there, because recovery is not something to take lightly. Recoveries can go bad very, very quickly. And typically if they go bad, it's really bad. It's not like it's just a bruise. You walk it off or something. It's typically like you might be losing a limb or something. So they do an immense amount of work to ensure that the gear and product they put out is the best quality that can be made.
Absolutely.
And on top of that, they found a really good blend of quality and design. So not only does the gear work really well and you can trust it, but it looks good on the vehicle too.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a first for recovery equipment in the off-road industry, I think.
I could see that. Yeah.
So we love working with Factor 55, and it was fun to have Justin on again to talk about some really fun topics that month. Yeah,
absolutely. I think we're going to have him on again after King of the Hammers, because he was sort of alluding to after SEMA, things getting ready for hammers, they were going to be releasing a lot of new products.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to have to circle that wagon back up.
Yep.
October was Jim's Box. That one just came out, hit the markets. I can't even really remember what we did. We did all the donation stuff. Yeah. We highlighted Morphlate's fundraiser side of things. We did the Morphlate trash bags. We did the donation to BRC. And there was, the slate rounds with this custom SnailTrail 4x4 Rubicon edition slate rounds, which are absolutely gorgeous, though. I do agree. We totally missed our opportunity to add Snail Hill onto that.
Yeah.
And I don't know who pointed that out, but thank you for making me feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
But yeah,
both of us.
Yeah, likewise. And Lee will add Snail Hill and Lee Hill onto your tablets or slates if you actually really want it to. Yeah. But so October was with us, donating back to you guys. November was Duro Bumps. That one just happened, just passed away. Here.
Curtis.
Yep. With, Curtis. And, we'll announce the winner for Duro Bumps here next Thursday. We'll do FNGs, birthdays, winter, and maybe some reviews and everything next Thursday. But that was a fun interview. I really learned a lot about durometer and how actually important bump stops are to your vehicle.
What I love about this interview with Durabumps and Curtis was that this is like the epitome of an off-road company, in my opinion.
Okay.
Right?
Why?
It's somebody who was going out off-roading and found a void in the market for a product he needed.
Yes.
And he just so happened to have the background and knowledge and skills to make that product.
Right.
And make it really well.
Yeah.
And then it built an entire business around it in the off-road industry. It's like, I just love watching that happen. Watch people find something they need, go out and make it, and then really make it. Like,
absolutely.
It's really cool to watch that evolution of how that works in the off-road industry.
I love also the fact that when we were talking to him, that he said the first version he made was absolute garbage.
Yeah. Right.
And I love that. Like, that is a truth on many levels in all types of business.
Yep.
Right. Like, even my YouTube video, like, you go back and watch my first few YouTube videos, they're absolute garbage. And that's really the funny side of it, is that, you know, we think we could do something and we have the mindset that we can do something. And when we do it, it doesn't turn out the way we want it.
No.
And so most business owners are so headstrong that they're like, this was stupid. I can do this better again. I can make this even better. I know what I did wrong last time and I can improve on it. That they continue to go down and redo things until they get it to where they think it's the best.
Yeah.
And Durabumps was just another example of that.
Yeah, it's really cool. I love watching that happen. So.
Yeah. So big thanks to Durabumps for joining us on the podcast, joining us, supporting a lot of off-roaders in the community out here with what you guys do. December, a few days from now, is going to be with us. We're going to do Christmas gifts. Yep. We're going to maybe hash out some rules.
Maybe. I don't know. I think some rule, something, I don't know, common agreement, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to figure that out. I'm still a little bitter from last year.
But why?
Man.
I don't remember who it was last year that won my gift of a Vanquish RC car.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they are very happy.
I'm sure they are. And the person that got my gift is like, man, I wish I won Jimmy's gift.
Yep.
That's funny.
So I don't know if we need to do figure out some rules and make it more fair value.
I don't know what the right,
equal value, and to see who can actually produce the best gift within that arena.
Maybe. Yeah.
Or what? So we'll see what happens this year. December's we got a whole month away before we have to worry about our gifts.
Okay.
And but that is from us once again. So besides that, we have two really big people that we need to talk about.
You and me?
Other than us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who would that be then?
That was our annual show sponsors.
Oh yeah, of course.
We've got Onyx Off-Road who joined us this year to be a show sponsor. Fantastic company. You know how much we love mapping. And if you've been a long time listener, you know that we have now transitioned from Gaia to Onyx Off-Road.
Yeah.
And the transition was hesitant. Well,
it was very hesitant.
We'll be honest. It's not something that we wanted to do, but the reason that we transitioned wasn't really.
Do you really have to say it that way?
What?
The reason we're transitioned?
Well, we are transitioned. We are transit. Okay.
We're transitioning.
The reason we moved from Gaia to Onyx Off-Road wasn't because of the software.
No.
The software on both platforms are good.
They're very good software, both platforms, and they actually mimic a lot of similar features. Like it seems like one platform will come up with the idea to do something and the other one immediately follows. And that one comes out with an idea and the other one immediately follows. Like in terms of functionality and features, very similar platforms.
Right. But
however,
it's the way that the company interacts with their community.
Yes.
That is why we moved over
Absolutely.
to Onyx Off-Road.
Yep.
Onyx Off-Road is ingrained in the off-road community. They are here to stay.
Mm-hmm.
They want to work with the off-road community. They're doing trail reviews and trail guides and, helping people out on the within the community and putting on some really cool off-roading events for the off-road community to watch.
Yeah, some really cool entertainment. They are understanding the off-road community, right? And understanding what the off-road community wants. And they're putting their money and profits into giving back to what the community wants. They want to see some really smart people go out with these funky vehicles and do fun things. And that's the build challenge, the Onyx build challenge, right?
Absolutely.
They want to see the community always wants discounts on awesome products, right? And that's the premium membership network that Onyx has really built with bringing all these different brands together so that anybody with an Onyx premium or elite membership can get discounts on these really cool brands in the off-road industry.
Yeah.
They're doing some really cool stuff and they're really rad people.
Absolutely.
Like I think we were both hesitant for a long time, like Jimmy said. And once we started meeting the Onyx people at these off-road events, we're like, these people are some pretty cool people that share very similar passions in the off-road industry. And then you start looking at everything that they're doing as a company. It made perfect sense as to the partnership that needed to happen. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. That's 100% true. And the other one the other annual show sponsor has been around now on his second year.
Yep.
So big thank you to you, Brian, at Four Wheel Underground.
Yep. That was fun. I'm really glad that we fucked up that one episode. I think it was suspension versus rolling radius.
Oh, sure.
That's better.
Yeah.
Brian, I guess, was listening to the podcast. We had no clue and reached out to us and said, you guys are idiots. Let me come on, school you on suspension. And we're like, who are you? What are you doing? What do you know about suspension? Four wheel. Oh,
I've heard of you.
I've heard.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Let's have you on, man.
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Please come over. We would love to learn about link suspensions and every geometry and what Roll Center does for you and anti-squat, anti-dive. So that was a really fun episode having Brian up here up in Sacramento to talk with us about suspension stuff. And it was just nerdgasm at first sight, right? And so it's really been a lot of fun having Brian a part of the show, Four Wheel Underground a part of the show. I love the suspension under the 4Runner. So he knows his stuff. He makes some amazing products. It looks really good on the vehicle and it performs really well. I think he's kind of like Factor 55 in that matter, where he's found this really nice blend and mixture of function, durability, and design.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to be over the moon as soon as I get working on Samantha and get going with the 4-Wheel Underground kit and really getting a good comparison between coilovers and link suspension versus leaf springs.
Yeah. He's another guy kind of like Curtis from Durabumps that saw a hole in the market that he wanted on his vehicle. Went out and did it.
Yep.
And now has turned that into a business.
Yeah.
So I love it.
Absolutely.
I love stuff like that.
Yep. Thanks, Brian, for continuously working with us. We really appreciate you and everything that you guys are doing what you're doing for the community.
Absolutely, man.
Yep.
I can think of one other.
There is one more.
One more?
That I have in my mind.
I have one in my mind.
Okay. Who's
Say it
yours?
on 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Tyler.
The listeners. Oh. Yeah, me.
Thought we were going to say each other.
Oh, no, you and I don't matter in all this. We are peons in this scheme. Come on.
No, absolutely. 100%. The listeners, the community that we have, the Snail Squad guys, everybody out there, even if you've been listening from day one and never wrote in, never called in, never said anything to us, we highly appreciate you guys listening, you guys hanging out, you being here, for that person that's never ever commented or communicated with us, we know you're there because we see the download numbers.
Yep.
So we appreciate you too.
Yep. 100%. Even if you're a Google bot, we still appreciate you, Google bots.
Sure. But absolutely. I mean, the community, the snail
one download from Spotify.
Yeah, right. The Snail Squad community is strong. It's so much fun. You know, there's many of times that like Tyler and I have sat around and be like, this is fun. Like we enjoy hitting the red button, but the community, the people that continuously talk to us and communicate back to us and call in on snail mails, you know, and write us DMs on Instagram is really one of the driving forces for the podcast.
Yeah.
You know, the social media side of things is stupid in a way. Like it really is. I've continuously said it. I've said it off air many times, and I'll say it here. It's like, if I did not have a job in social media, I would not have social media. Like I would try to be off it completely.
Yeah.
But the social aspect of just a community getting together and community help and social help, you know, it's like, I have this problem, and then 15, 20 people write in with ideas on solutions to the problem.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, I've tried that one. Try that one. Ooh, that's a good one. I'd have never thought about that. You know, and then you go back and you try it and it could solve it, or maybe it doesn't, but another one down the line does. You know, it's just so cool to be ingrained in a part of the community like this.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's really rad to, I don't know, have people be so vested in information that we put out there, right? And enjoy the content, whether it's working on houses to wheeling and talking about rollovers on Fordyce or recoveries in the snow or whatever it is. It's fun to interact with you guys and have that community based around just stuff that we enjoy doing. So it's like enjoyment on all sides of everything. To be able to see you and run into you guys out at events, take part in some of the whiskey tastings with like Power Tank out at events and some of the people that show up to those. So I don't know. It's a lot of fun, and the community is really why we continue to do this. So and thank you guys for listening and sticking around and being part of the podcast with us.
Thank you so much. It's a lot of fun, and thank you, Tyler.
Oh, you're welcome, Jimmy. Yeah, thank you to you as well. So
absolutely. Happy to be here.
Putting up with my crazy year this year.
Oh, hey, likewise, one and the same. Next year we will get back to significantly more off-road content.
Yeah.
I've got a rig. I'm gearing up to build. I'm going to build. I think I've been talking about, I'm going to do this all year, but it's going to happen.
Good.
I've got parts coming in. The shop's going to get cleaned, and we're getting on the move for sure.
I'm excited.
Yep. Me too.
Well, cool, man. Thanks for an awesome year. We'll see how the holidays go.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're having a great Thanksgiving out in Santa Rosa.
Yeah. Thanks. Hopefully you're having a good one up the hill.
Yeah. Maybe
get snow.
I don't think we'll get it in Placerville, but we might get it a little bit higher.
Maybe.
Yeah. So awesome. Thanks to everybody out there. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of the show. And we'll see you guys Friday. We're going to talk to you tomorrow. That's right.
We got a snail mail episode for you guys.
Yep. Cool. Jimmy, any final words for everybody?
Just another massive thanks. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a fantastic 5 years. Thanks for joining us on this ride.
And with that, my friends, keep crawling.
I got one for you.
All righty, I'm ready.
I just got fired.
You sound excited.
Yeah, my previous job was I was a set designer.
Okay.
Yeah, I left without making a scene.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
Way to hold self-control.
Yeah, I was proud of myself.